Yeah. Says we're live. We'll see. I'm not going to do the intro or anything because I'm half afraid it's not going to go live.
Well, it's not showing on the television yet. Okay, here we go.
Oh, good.
Well, it's commercial,
Oh, I was
assholes.
going to say I
Oh,
don't remember having music in the on here.
oh, we got Hello to Be Charming, Heroic Pressure.
There's a new name, Heroic Pressure.
Oh, damn, Heroic Prepper. Every time. Hey, about.
We got
Well,
Tina
he
in
went
here.
from
She's looking for the party.
his historic prepper to heroic pressure.
Hey, Leg.
Hello,
Sassy Cat.
TJ, Lisa. I can't get over. I can't get over what I said last night on 101s either. That way, no, huh? Oh, I hope everybody in chat has had a good day today and a productive one. On top of that,
That wasn't too bad. I didn't do a whole bunch, but
yeah.
yeah, I finally got because my doctor. I can't talk. I can't call and actually talk to the doctor. I have to call in and talk to a computer,
Yeah.
then talk to a person that will transfer me to talk to an answering machine to leave a
Hmm.
message to talk to the assistant to the doctor, and
Right.
then wait for the
Right.
call.
Well,
Oh,
now at the hospital that I go to, we're set up on like a chart or something like that. And then you'll pull up your doctor's name and you'll leave a message. Last time I was up there, I got to talking about some prescriptions. And she said, I didn't get that. And I said, well, if you check your dead burn chat every now and then, you'd see that I left it. She said, wait a minute. She said, yeah, you did leave a message, didn't you? And I said, well, what good are you? I'm going to fire you.
oh yeah. Since there's somebody in here chat, did you watch the video that was made about me and you?
Yeah. And I thought, parts of it, that person is a teetotal ass at times.
I,
And
I
I
like the
think he
credits.
kind of proved it there.
Did you read the credits at the end? Who all was involved in it?
That person needs to start leaving the credits up a tad bit longer. See, I did not take speed reading in school.
Yeah, but there's a thing called pause. You can pause it and then just read it and then continue to play
I'm gonna have to go back and check it out.
it.
I
Yeah,
think
shift
he's a little
kickers
bit.
in it and a few others.
I think he's a little ticked off.
Yeah,
I saw.
I think
I,
Sassy Cat's right that the whole sickness thing really messed up the doctors and actually talking to them and stuff like that. Because I remember before that, if I had an issue, I would call in and say, "Well, I didn't. You need to give me another prescription because it ran out." And she said,
right.
"Okay," and then it'd be done. Now there's like jumps and hoops and everything you have to go through.
Well, I asked my doctor last time before that, could she set me up prescriptions like for every 6 months instead of 3 months?
Yeah.
She said, I don't see no problem in that. I get to the pharmacist, and the
Yeah.
pharmacist says they can't do it on kind of the insurance.
Yep.
Won't let them do it like that.
Yep. Same problem
So,
here.
so I mean, don't blame your doctors or your pharmacists. If you want to blame anybody, call up your insurance.
Yeah. And I kind of understand the reasoning behind it is because there's people who take advantage of it. They'll go
Mhm.
in and get certain kind of medication that they turn around and sell.
Right.
And of course there's always the money issue.
Well, I look at it like this. Even though we don't pay but $3, $5, $8, maybe $10 for a prescription, I mean, they're paying some subscriptions that you get. Look, I'm sorry, it's well over $1,000 a month,
Oh yeah.
and I can understand. You know, people. Look, let's face it. I've had to either buy groceries or let my prescription go.
Yep.
And I never in my life thought I would get in that situation. But at the very last minute, something happened and we could get it, you know.
Yeah, and
And
that's the thing that unfortunately, like, there's health issues that me and you both have that it's harder for us to go out there and work like younger folks do.
yeah,
And unfortunately, even though I've paid into Social Security and whatnot most of my life, even before most people even work, I was paying in Social Security and stuff, and I still only get a little bit a month. And there's a lot of people out there that are in the same boat.
well, that sorry son of a bitch that's up in the White House now, I'm sorry for that. I really am. But he's wanting to tax Social Security and he's also wanting to tax the disability. But
Yeah,
we done paid for that.
yeah,
We've been taxed. His ass is setting up our. We're taking care of him even after his ass gets knocked out. We still gonna be
yeah,
taking care of him. He ain't got a damn thing to worry about in that situation. That ain't. I mean, you think about it. I don't know how many people in here who's got life insurance, but you take what you pay and how long you have paid for it. You go out and you start adding up your funeral, your casket, you having the hole dug and
oh
everything.
yeah,
Guarantee you have done paid 3 times the amount instead of. Now look, this is
it,
me talking.
it's a big
Here,
gimmick. I mean,
it
just
is.
when
What
somebody's
you,
buried and stuff. Oh man,
yeah.
for a
I
wooden
mean,
box, you could buy a house.
exactly. I mean, what a funeral is now between 7,000. That's the cheapest
Oh yeah,
pine box you can think of, all the way up to what, 30,000.
yeah,
I mean, and then you got to turn around and you got to pay for them to dig your hole, and then you got to pay the cemetery for a what 9 by 10 plot that
yeah.
sells for 15,000 for that. I mean, come on, put the money in your mattress, in your wall, or something like that, and save up. and what you got left over, you know, split it with the who's left.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're right. All it is a Ponzi scheme to get money and everything. And yeah, I'm blowing off a little bit of steam, and I'm gonna hush it up.
Uh, yeah, there's that link. So there's a couple people wanted to see the yeah, and pause at the credits so you can read all the credits because that's the.
I'm not seeing that one. The one
Oh,
I
you
saw
haven't seen this one?
no, the one I saw was Can.
Oh no, this is from Craig a Hunter.
Yeah, no, I have not seen that one.
Okay, you might want to watch that one then. We're called the oddest couple, evidently.
Wait a minute. Yeah, I have. Yes, I have too. I thought it was the Can.
No, that was nose picking,
Okay.
where the trash cans go and do dances and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. And he's got it fixed to where I can't do no comment, asshole.
I think he does that on purpose.
He does. Everybody else can, but I can't, or you can't. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that just to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess here lately there's been a lot of talk about the power grid and stuff. So that got me looking around because I studied a little bit of the power grid. I know which where the power grid, how many there is, the major ones, and like the one in Texas, we all heard about what happened to that during the ice storm and things.
True.
And unfortunately, they were supposed to fix that issue way back 10 years before that and never did. So I went and done some more digging and found out because the thing with Ukraine and Russia and stuff, one of the things they did before they came in and did what they did, Russia, they shut down their power. So Ukraine didn't have any power. So I thought, well, let's go ahead and look at our system here. Has it ever happened? Anything like that? Evidently, there has been a lot of in California. There was a group of people. They still don't know who it was. They've never found them. They've got video of sparks flying and stuff like this. They took high-powered weapons, those things, and shot one of the power stations. They have little blades, and if these blades get overheated, it'll go kaboom. So they shot these blades, and it released all the coolant from them. So the power station went down. Luckily, somebody had called because they heard gunfire, and in this, they contacted the power company who owns this. So they were able to switch the power to another station. If they didn't, the whole southern end of California would have been out, and they wouldn't be able to start it back up for 2 weeks. And this was in summertime. And the thing is, there was three people that did this. They never stood foot on the property or anything. And if you look at the major power stations, they're protected by a chain link fence. And that's the only reason they seen what was going on, because when they would shoot, it would hit the chain link fence and it would make a spark. That's the only time they seen what was going on in the cameras. And to this day, we have not upgraded this to where we're protecting these things. And all it takes is a few bullets here and there will shut down a whole state. And if somebody was to do this on a bigger scale, the whole grid would go down for 2 weeks or a month.
When we get in the back room, I want you to remind me of gas plants all over the states. I got something to say about that.
And another thing is who control. There's nobody no government facility, no. There's nobody protecting our grid. There's no enforcement agent or anything like that. There's over 300,000 companies, and they're not linked together or anything like that. There's 300 different individuals that control the power grid. There's no enforcement on this or anything. So I found that very odd that there is nobody that protects our grid. It's all privately owned. Like I said, 300 different companies that control our grid. And the more I got into this, the more scary it is. There are some grids, mainly the Northeast, that are 50, 60 years old. They're still using the same system from way back.
Yeah.
There's probably some older than that, but that's just the ones I found. And technically, those are some of the safest ones because they're not run by a computer. And that's the scariest part, that there is nobody in our country. There's nobody that is protecting our grid. Like I said, this thing that happened in California, after this happened, they did put a cement wall up. So, but the only difference is, instead of somebody being behind that wall where it used to be a chain link fence, they just go up on a hill and do the same thing.
Yeah. I agree with what you're saying. Lisa, I thought you was a friend. Jeez. Well, if you really want to get into it, I'm not going to say what city or what state, but a lot of you know where I'm at. There is a pretty good sized city sitting right there beside the interstate, is a supply chain for gasoline. Mm-hmm. They go out to, companies like Shell or whoever sells gas. Anybody. I mean, the only thing that is between the public and them is a chain link fence.
Yeah.
I've worked around that for quite a few months, years ago. Not one guard, not nobody. And something like that could happen. Let's say, who's to say, and it's close to an airport. Who's to say an airplane wouldn't overshoot the runway?
Yeah, that's never happened before.
Exactly. See, I didn't really want to say this up on here on account of a few reasons. I'm not going to say. But That's kind of scary because that covers all of north, south, and I'm going to say the southern eastern region is that one little plant. If it goes down, oh hell.
Oh yeah.
You But there is, me and Bushcraft was talking about this right before we went live of how many people are out of power in the northeastern, and I want to say what, Chicago up in there.
No, here I'll show it real quick.
Okay, who is out of power? Now y'all think about this. What about people who is hooked up on
Oh wow, I
machines
like it.
having to stay alive? Florida, Virginia, New York, Michigan.
Yeah, if you look at this part, it's 300,000 in Michigan alone. New York is only 18. I know it's 18,000 is a lot, but not really compared to New York City. But and then there's Virginia. And of course, there are. We still have like 2,000 in Ohio. Last night we did get hit with power outages, even in my area. I didn't, but other people did. And then you got 2,000 in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's kind of normal because of you know, the storms and stuff it just went through.
Well, see, this week we've not had what you call no. Well, where I'm at, okay, we getting hit and miss, but we've not had no violent thunderstorms to hit a power grid or something like that. And it's kind of funny that a lot of the power grids is going out during a thunderstorm. To me, it's almost like this shit's planned.
Yeah. Well, there's a certain like I talked about this before. In Tennessee, there's this company, and the Department of Energy is supporting this company. In other words, they can route a whole city or whole state's power to this company, and then that's when they do their freaky portal thing.
Yeah.
They've opened a portal and they've sent drones through. I don't know if the drones ever came back or anything, but um, yeah, that's a whole thing. And
Yeah.
if
Well,
if you know
now,
the days or the dates when they do this, where it's it's supposed to be every other week, but sometimes
mhm.
you really don't know.
Now, Lake, what I mean, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about, but a hit and miss is like we can have a violent thunderstorm right here where we at 20 miles up a road. They not getting nothing. It could be sunshine,
Yeah.
and I reckon here this whole month, that's the way it's been, a hit and miss. I can see the lightning. I can smell the rain, but
Oh yeah.
we don't get nothing. And a lot of people think I'm crazy when I say, I smell the rain coming. No, You go
Yeah.
and say, you already
You can
say
smell
no.
rain before it hits.
Yeah. And a lot of times when I was young and depending on where you was, you could see the rain coming
Oh yeah. You
across
see
the
the
field.
little.
Yeah. Now I've been coming home from work, and you know how the interstate is. It'd be raining, let's say on northbound, but yet southbound it wouldn't be wet at all. And I mean, it's what 50 yards between the two,
Mm-hmm.
and I have seen that.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, I've had really bad storms come through here, and nothing except for when the tree falls. I can't help that, but um, I mean, really, really violent storms come through, and power's fine, never flicker or anything, and then a sprinkle comes, and poof, we lose power because really wasn't bad last night. We just had a little sprinkle, and my daughter lost power until midnight. And I was like, I don't see how it was a sprinkle.
The day we came back from vacation, we had a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, and our power went out for about 45 minutes. And that affected, she said it was 900 and some people. I'm sitting there thinking,
That's
like you did,
everybody in your area, isn't it?
damn near it. And the power company I'm with, I don't know how they doing it or they done it, but it's a gridlock. It's like another company all around this one company. I didn't think it was possible. And my son even said it's not possible, but hey, I'm here.
Yeah.
And the company that I'm on, to me, is one of the worst companies here in North Carolina.
And that's the thing. So your area right there, you might not have any damage or anything, but one station at a bigger city or something goes out,
Right.
they'll take your electricity and route it to that
Yeah.
section, and you just have to wait until they fix the other station.
You are
And,
exactly right.
and that's one of the major issues. There's nobody policing this. So they can do it whenever they want to. They say, well, we'll call this other company up. And the other company says, well, we'll reroute this, but it's going to cost you. And they'll say, okay. And they'll take your electricity and sell it to the bigger city.
Well, look, I don't really complain because I look at it like this. There's a lot of people down in here who has worked their ass off about all their life, working around chemicals. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are on machines.
Yeah.
You got some that's on a hospital. Okay. Now, if they want to reroute my power to help them people out, I'm not going to open my mouth
Oh,
because
yeah.
I look at it like this. One day I may be in that situation.
But the thing is, they're not doing it just because, oh, they feel sorry for these people.
The money. It's the money.
That
Yeah,
money.
exactly.
This is where we need 101 talk about that, because he says he gets
Hey,
calls for that type of stuff. So,
pull them up.
I'm pretty sure that those machines, the breathing machines and stuff, they probably only last 24 to 48 hours.
He's in chat.
I don't know if he's still in here or not.
101, if you still in here, put a 1 in. I had to say that. But I mean, there is a machine that I've seen that is portable. You can take it with you.
Yeah.
I cannot remember the name of it, but that right there has caught my eye for a while.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it ain't big, it ain't bulky. Matter of fact, it looks about like a purse, and you got a wire going from it.
It's the one that makes the fake oxygen or something. Well, not
Yeah,
fake, but it creates its own.
right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like this. If that'll help you stay alive, then use it. You know,
Yeah. But
evidently
then
he not.
that's a battery too. So I
It
mean, batteries
is,
last a lot longer than they used to. And
but
for people,
the question on this right here. Let's say that pack is battery operated. Okay. Can't you go to Harbor Freight and buy some battery things to charge it up?
a battery pack, but you can also get a generator too. But that's the thing. I would think somebody that was on these things, you would want to, again, I'm going to say prep for that type of thing. Um,
Well, that's about what this show's about
yeah,
right now. You know, yeah, I mean, look, you've got to take into accountability the future also. You've got to plan for what could happen. You know, let's say me myself, I got diabetes. Okay. I've already, my doctor killed me, but I've already got some pills put back, probably last me 6 months to a year. But it's took me a couple of years to do it like that.
yeah,
And I've asked my doctor, you know, if they go out of date, are they still good? She said, yeah, but they may not be as potent as they
yeah,
once was. But still, a little bit is better than nothing.
yeah,
And I have already prepared, you know, when shit hits the fan, the sick people and are going to be the ones to go first. I've done prepared myself for that.
yeah,
You know, I mean, it's life. Face it.
yeah, and that's the thing. Being on disability, it's not like, oh, we can go out and buy a 6 months supply of, because if we want to buy extra, that's that's not copay or anything. That's full price.
Yeah. And there's quite a few that I've had to pay out of pocket just to get.
Yeah,
And it's not fun. It ain't like it used to be where you can go to one drugstore and have it filled and then go to another one and have it filled.
yeah,
Computers, you know, that put a stop to that.
yeah,
And which some cases, or should I say, a lot of cases, I agree with.
yeah,
You know, but you got to take in consideration your power loss. Let's say you got a freezer full of meats, okay?
or
Your power
or,
goes out.
or your insulin stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's got to stay cold, doesn't it?
Mine is after it has been opened. It's
Oh,
got
okay.
to stay refrigerated. But I keep all of it in there, even the unopened ones, you know.
Yeah,
But I mean, you know, it's you have just got to prepare for what you think may come upon us.
yeah,
You can't just go right here, right now. I'm sorry. Well, I'm not sorry to say it, but women, they're going to need tampons, Tampax. They're going to need beauty cream. Yeah, you know, I mean, toilet paper. Y'all laugh about it and everything right now, but I prefer to take toilet paper over a corn cob or a pine cone any day of the week.
Oh, pine cone. That'd be horrible.
What, especially if you went the wrong way with it. I
Or
guarantee you one thing: every bit of it's been got, and then some. But I mean, that's what a prepper is. Okay. And that word right there is getting a lot of people in trouble, just like homestead. YouTube don't like that word,
Yeah.
but that's what we do. We prepare for the future. We prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah. That's the whole grid is very, 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 very brittle. I'll put it very brittle.
If the grid goes down, we screwed.
Oh yeah.
Period.
And
A
and
lot
that's
of
that's the thing. I mean, people can go out and search about that in California, but like I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said before. I did come across. Let me see if I can find it.
hello, high rise. Two,
And
two, two.
they were actually I think they were on. Yeah, they actually got on 60 Minutes. This guy did. Uh, I'll go ahead and put the link in chat.
Well, see,
It explains how bad the grid is and how many people actually own the grid, and none of it's the government. Which you may you may say that's good and that's bad, but like I said, there's nobody that polices the grid. There's nobody that protects the grid. It's
no.
owned by a bunch of companies.
Well, another thing is
And some of them are foreign. I'll put it that way.
no shit. I
Which
mean,
that
no
could
kidding.
never be a thing. A foreign company, foreign person or a company should not have access to a grid or gas, anything like that. It's bad
Well,
enough that they control the whole ports and everything. That shouldn't be a thing, but it is. But
I'll go one step further. If you are illegal, I don't think you need to own any land here at all.
no,
I think you need to live here and be a legal citizen. I mean, I'm sorry if that pisses a lot of people off. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. Don't like it? Bye. Don't let the door hit you in the ass. And I need to back off. Oh, Bushcraft, I'm back.
yeah, and we're not the only one. And our grid is way back before. There are other power grids that are way more advanced than us. Uh, we'll put up there. China right now is 80% of their power comes from hydro, meaning from the rivers and streams and stuff like that. And one of their big rivers that a lot of their hydro comes from is drying up. Um, I'll probably won't even be able to name the name of this river.
Lake,
Um,
give it 6 months. There won't be no socks, period.
Saxon, I think it's called, which I
That's right.
probably butchered that.
Oh, you
Yeah,
come,
80,
I mean,
they get 80% of their energy from hydro. But
that's in Canada. Correct.
I'll, I'll see if I can show this real quick.
Rose Young said she's going to start saving pine cones.
Well, I would save old rags and stuff before I would save pine cones.
If that woman uses a pine cone, she's more man than I'll ever be. And that's where Lake says she would suggest unmatched socks.
Oh, there it is. There, can you see that? This is what it usually looks like on the left, and this is what it looks like on the right. You can tell it's all dried up. So they
Damn.
actually had to shut down their hydro plants that are on this river. And they're hurting for power right now. So there's a lot of people thinking, oh, there's that in Taiwan's going to be a big thing. But you stop and realize they've been at Taiwan for 20 years. I have a friend that lives there, and she's told me the rockets going over their head and everything, nobody pays attention to it because it's a normal thing. It's something that's been going on for 20 years.
Mm.
And
I would love.
Everybody makes a big deal over the whole China and Taiwan thing, and they don't care. They just go about their day.
Well, you can't let fear stop you.
Yeah.
Ain't that what the devil wants you to do?
Oh, yeah.
So I would love to talk to people in other countries just to see what's going on.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I know now they got lockdowns. You know, you cannot get out. I don't even think you can use a computer in some countries.
Oh, you can. I mean, now except for China.
Right.
I've have people in China that I haven't talked to in a couple
Months.
years. And I don't know the story behind it, if they can talk or they can't talk or anything like that. It's just I haven't heard from them since then. But I've got another. It's a teacher in Japan. I talk to him all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He tells me stuff. You think it's bad here with the diapers on your face and everything. That's normal for them. Of course, he drives through areas of Japan to where the radiation is so bad that they have little things on their wrist that tell them when they're getting too close to too much radiation.
That sounds like a movie that come out a little while ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's scary when you sit there and think about it, and that's the thing. It's normal for them, but if we were thrown into something like that, look how long it would take us to adapt to that. Well, how long it's taken us to adapt to what happened in 2020 with the thing, and they're forcing us to do this and everything. That's over there in Japan. They force you do it or else.
Now, there was a video out. I forget exactly which country it was. But if you did not get that, they would chase you down, hold you, and make you take it.
That was China.
That was China.
Yeah. They raided houses and to get tested too.
I'll be back in a second. Something.
Okay. The radiation thing was because of that power plant that got hit by a typhoon or something like that. It was cleaned up pretty good, but there's still high amounts of radiation in certain areas, in certain
Sassy
times
Cat,
too.
World War II, I
No,
believe
that
it was.
wasn't because of that.
Oh, it wasn't.
No, no.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
thinking since they dropped a couple of them, they still had radiation going on over there.
Oh, that's not as bad as the power plant.
Okay,
We actually got radiation from that also in the United States from that. It traveled in the water and in the air because we had um, testers on the coast of California, and not enough to, well, they say it's not enough to hurt us, but
well,
and that's one of the things about the West Coast. You got you you remember when China had that um, the fire or something overheating at one of their nuclear plants?
yeah,
It actually the the dust or whatever came to the United States. Again, they said it wasn't enough to hurt us.
bullshit.
Yeah,
I
that's
forgot all about that till you brought it up.
yeah, and that's another thing. We have those same things here. We have nuclear power plants. Some of us have coal, like mine. Our electricity here runs off of coal. Um, but New York, they have a lot of hydro up there. They also have nuclear ones there too.
Well,
Um,
now I heard in my state that one of the power companies, and like I said, I can't name the power company, is trying to get a nuclear power plant built on the state line. I cannot say which one, but and I've not really heard nothing else about it. I don't know if it got struck down or what's going on with that.
yeah, it sounds great. I mean, you get cheaper electricity.
Yeah,
It sounds great until it isn't. When it isn't, it's very bad, and you don't know like the water because they put water in there to cool the rods, the
they
nuclear
have to
rods.
do. It
And
has stayed cold.
where's that water go? And does it leak into the soil? And how close are you to that? And then they complain about global warming using coal to
Boom.
have electricity. I mean, how many people out there are in a state that has uh, nuclear power plants?
Oh, I'm in the state. If I ain't mistaken, we got two.
Yeah,
I know. I know
think we
for a
have
fact
three
one.
here.
Huh? No, we do got two because I helped paint both of them back in my younger days.
We got um. Oh wow, got more than I thought. One, two, three, four. Well, five because it's on the border. So yeah, we had five.
Let me tell y'all something. If you're painting and they offer you to take a job on a swinging scaffold, turn your ass around and walk away. 200 feet up in the air on a swinging scaffold is not fun. Hey Monty, how you doing, sir? And don't even think about texting me.
Hey, Monty.
we got a thing going. If I catch him on a stream, I'll text him and make him laugh. And he's tried it with me a time or two. I just won't look because I know what he's doing.
In Connecticut, 75% of our power from nuclear power. We have some of the most expensive power in the U.S.
Damn.
That's their thing. They always say it's cheaper price. It's this and that, and then once it's actually in there, it's quite expensive because if something goes wrong, then they have to send all these experts in, and then there goes the price.
Well, there's something else too. Let's say it's costing them 50 cents to run it, but yet they charging each household, what, 120 a month? Well, that's ballpark,
Yeah.
I know it's old days, but shit, who's making the money? They are.
And
That's why
the
they're
thing
getting
is,
fatter.
you don't want to pay that price. It's not like you can go shopping to the next door and say, well, how do you how about you got a better deal for this electricity? You're stuck with
Exactly.
it because that's the only company.
That shit don't happen.
Yeah.
It's like being transported to a hospital by ambulance. Wait a minute, who's got the better rates?
Yeah.
I wasn't in no predicament to ask that.
Well, a lot of times, uh, they'll take you.
Yeah, I know.
The ambulance driver kind of gets a push of.
Bush hell, he gets money.
Well, I was trying to. He gets money to take them to certain hospitals.
Yeah. Well, now,
Because that's money. That's a customer,
yeah, exactly.
and it could be 20 minutes out of your way.
Well,
20 minutes can mean a lot of time.
I will say this right here. Yeah, thank God I haven't given the name of the county that I'm in. But a friend of mine, or that I knew, let's put it that way, went to the hospital to have an operation done on her toe.
Toe?
Her toe. She ended up passing away on account of.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't know the full extent or whatever.
Probably never will either.
You're right. So, I mean, I won't even go there to blow my nose. I'll go, a half hour, 45 minutes away to another hospital.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm sure every city and every state has got one like that somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I've got one about 5 blocks away. It's the only one here too. So, yeah, when I hurt my leg, they actually left the glass in my leg, and I had to be transported with a blood pressure cup over my leg, pressed against it for 70 miles.
And 70 miles in the back of an ambulance, that is not no smooth ride.
No, and your blood builds up a lot of pressure when it can't get to the other ends of your body when they cap it off. And probably about 20 minutes in that ride, my leg was in major pain. It felt like somebody dropped a sledgehammer on it.
Well, Now, what you described and what I described kind of ties in to your show or to the show. You know, what happened? What would happen if shit hit the fan or we had a power grid go down long enough that the generators on the hospital wouldn't work no more? What would happen?
Yeah.
Is
Well,
your can your family survive? I put it like that.
well,
And
the
go
thing
ahead.
is, you have to realize it's just not the hospital. Like I've said before, that um, they and it could be different for different places, but um,
Hello, Harvest.
for here, our water will run for 7 days. Most places, it's 2 weeks. That's how much gas they have for the generators once power goes down. Anything after that, you have no water. And we all know what happens to you without water for 3 days. You're not here anymore.
Exactly. Now I've got where
And
I'm at. I've got two wells. Okay. One of them I could take top off and drop a bucket in there and pull water back out. No problem. The other one, I don't know how deep it is because it's capped, got a motor and a pump on it.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's not like you can go and siphon water out. And
Oh
when
no.
when it's over 50 feet, how much does 50 feet of water weigh?
Yeah, I
And
was
how much air pressure does it take to bring 50 50 feet of water up to where you're at?
how much muscle power does it take to pull water up 50 feet? Yeah, you better fix you a wheel with a crank on it.
But I've heard a couple people tell me, and I don't I don't have this can sound weird. I don't have that much sucking power to suck up water from that far down. And yeah, because somebody said they drop a 100 foot water hose down and get water out that way. It doesn't work that way.
I'd give them $100 bill if they can prove it to me.
That because that's a lot. That's a lot.
Well,
A
you just
lot of
figure
pressure.
the moment that you quit siphoning, I'm going to use that word, it's going back down. And there's a lot of gravity at 50 feet.
Yeah.
You know,
That's why I said it's just not you sucking it. You have to factor in the weight of the water
mm-hmm.
and not stopping, because once you stop, it goes and falls right back down in. You
800
can kink the
feet.
hose a little bit, but you have to realize the pump that is pumping that water, it's it's a very strong pump.
Oh, yeah.
It's 240 electricity to. It's not like a 110. You just plug it in. Even 110, it would take a lot of pressure.
Let me say something before you close out. Uh, I'm gonna say this right here for the people who prep. You may have already done this, and there may be some people who ain't even thought about it. Take you a paper and a pencil and jot down what you got and how much of you do have. Then you sit back and you add, let's say you've got 4 people in your house. What would you fix from that per night for your family? And how long would all that last you? I just about bet you it ain't nowhere near as much as what you think it is. And there may be one or two who's done said it, but I'm gonna say it again. Instead of prepping for 6 months or a year, you need to start prepping for 2 years plus.
Mm-hmm.
Because when shit hits the fan, it ain't gonna be over in 6 months or a year. It's gonna take a few years for it to be over with.
Even if it doesn't, nothing ever happens. Just think of somebody who's prepped $100 worth of hamburger in 2019, and somebody that's going to prep $100 of hamburger now. Who has more hamburger?
Well, now something else too. Rotating. If y'all got canned, if you're canning this year, okay, and you've done canned 2, 3, 4 years ago, but it's just setting up there, start rotating it. Do it like that. You'll hear a lot of people say, it'll last 5 years, it'll last 20 years, something like that. Shit hits the fan. Do you really want to take that chance? Because there is no doctor. Now, but a lot of y'all, it sounds like I'm just talking out of my head or whatever, but prepare for the worst and hope for the best, period.
Yeah, there's even now, I mean, look at all the people in Texas when the ice storm happened.
Mm-hmm.
How many people weren't prepared and mentally prepared? They were freezing so bad that they go in their cars and go in their garages and turn the car on to keep warm, and then a week later they were found frozen in their car because the exhaust and stuff.
Carbon monoxide.
Yeah, there's people bringing their propane
kerosene heaters.
Well, kerosene heaters are fine.
I'm
talking the propane barbecue grills.
Yeah,
they were bringing them inside to warm their house up.
Yeah.
And how many people passed from that?
Let me say something right quick. If you've got a tent outside, bring it in the house, set it up. You would be surprised how much heat y'all can generate in that little tent. Enough to keep y'all warm. Don't use it just because y'all go camping. The power's gone. It's going to be down for a few days. Hey, blankets, covers, pillows, and a tent inside of your living room.
Yeah.
That'll help you survive.
Lake made a really good video about using candles in terracotta, the clay pot things.
Yeah.
Those things, when I lost power in here, we had candles and it heated up the house. It got hot in here. Of course, it's summertime, but it raised the temperature just from 3 candles.
Yeah.
And I didn't really need the candles. I just wanted to see how long they lasted. It was more of a test to me, and it got hot in here.
I forgot what I was going to say. It must have been a lie. But I mean, hand warmers. Lord God, start buying them things now. Don't go out and buy 1 or 2. Go out and buy you a whole dead burned box. They even got foot warmers. You know, they've got, believe it or not, they got electric socks out. They got electric gloves out. They've got a vest out now.
Oh,
You
I have some of them that got sent to me.
really do
Yeah.
they work? I've never had
Um,
one.
yeah, it's actually rechargeable. I've got foot inserts to go on the bottom of your boot that are remote control. I didn't do a review on it because I don't know. They work, but when I started doing some walking around, they stop working and they start working again. So yeah, I get
Well,
stuff
see,
sent to me, and if I don't like it or if I don't think it's that great of a value, I don't do a review. And I've got a lot of companies get mad at me for that, and I tell them ahead of time. Said I won't do a review if I don't like the product or I think it's junk or something. I won't do a review.
hello, Nuthouse. Well, I mean, normally this is me. I don't know about y'all, but when my feet and my hands get cold, I'm
Oh
froze.
yeah, yeah.
You know,
Your head and your feet, you lose a lot of.
yeah. I mean, a hand warmer. Take your dead burn foot out of your shoe. Slip one in there. You know, if you start getting burnt, pull it out. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Use common sense. You know,
it's just like anything. If you like, you get your water from your faucet. If you don't have that, how are you going to get water? Well, there's bottled water. What if you run out of bottled water? You want to have bigger containers of water.
exactly.
Same thing with heat. If you don't have heat, then oh well, you can get a kerosene heater or the buddy heaters, but you always got to make sure you have carbon monoxide detectors, even if you know it's safe.
Yeah.
You, I still have them in the house now, even if I don't, you know,
Well, now,
because you never know when your furnace is going to act up or anything like that.
well, see, now here where I live, we get a lot of hurricanes.
Yeah,
Well, let me back up. When a hurricane hits, we get the storms and the winds from it. And a lot of times you get tornadoes that spark off of hurricanes. You get power outages. What happens a week before they say a hurricane's going to hit? Bam, the stores is out of this, out of
yeah,
that. Take your ass on to the damn store now. Come payday,
yeah,
start stocking up for winter.
yeah. Don't
You
wait
know,
until everybody else is out there doing the same thing.
exactly. Chicago,
The
New
toilet paper
York,
thing.
yeah. You know, y'all get more snow than we do, no doubt. Y'all probably know how to drive in that stuff a lot better, but our snow's wet. Y'all's, I've never been up there. I can't say dry or wet or whatever. But wouldn't y'all feel safer if you were sitting at home knowing you already got the stuff than having to be on the road on a sheet of ice and other crazy ass people that can't drive, you know,
Yep.
or you get to the store, oh, we out of this, we ain't got no more. Please stock up now. Start now. Harvest Mary Moon, I know. I've been reading some of your posts. I feel for you. I
Yep.
hope you're better. But I'm going to say that woman right there is more prepared than I am. Matter of fact, I'm almost 100% positive.
Yeah. And it's you know when winter comes. It's not like you're going to skip it one year or something. So
I don't know. It has.
Well, you know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I know. Winter's coming. There
Yeah.
ain't nothing you can do to stop it. Just like summer.
It's not like wait until it's
Last minute.
snow and ice on the ground, and then oh dang, I really needed to go to the store and pick up this stuff.
Well, don't use the word, don't use the excuse. I'm on disability. I'm on Social Security. Now, if y'all got money to go buy scratch off tickets or something like that, yeah, I said it. Then you got money to uh, buy a grill or something like that. You know, candles, flashlight, batteries. Y'all can do that. Y'all can put them tickets down for a little while to save your life. And Monty, what you just posted there, I've been noticing something here. Our fruit trees, I'm talking persimmons and nut trees, has got more nuts on it or more persimmons than I have ever seen. And I've been here, I'm going to say close to 10 years. I've never seen that many. Even the pecan trees, pecan or pecan trees, however y'all want to pronounce it, they even bear big time. So I don't know if that's God's way to say stock up because I got a surprise for you.
Yeah, just the whole electricity thing, the grid and everything. You know, stop and think about. It's just not. Oh, well, I won't be able to go on the computer or watch my favorite TV show. You gotta think of everything down the line that electricity also controls. It's your hospital, your prescriptions at the because they can't bring up the prescriptions on the computer. You ain't gonna get your prescriptions, um, your water. You can't. Well, I have a generator, but I can't go get gas because the gas station don't their computers are not up, so I can't use my card. So I can't run a generator. So there goes all my food. If it's in the summertime.
Uh,
If it's in the
keep, keep,
wintertime, then you can't heat your house.
keep cash on hand. Keep
Mhm.
cash stashed. Put it in your mattress. Put it in the walls, floorboards somewhere. But if the power goes down, like Bushcraft said, how you going to use your card, ATM card, debit card? You won't. It's going to be cash only.
Yeah,
And keep change because they won't correct change. These assholes around here do.
yeah. And then, like I said, your water used to be they would have emergency things that you could look it up and see how long um, your water company would last without power. How
Yeah.
how much fuel do they have for the generators to keep the water clean and running? I don't even know if you can find that stuff out anymore.
Well, something else too that just hit me. Keep paper plates and trash bags and plastic silverware because the last thing you want to do is try to wash dishes without no water. You know, that's it. And Lord God, if you got snow or ice outside, you ain't got no power, and your freezer has done, or your refrigerator has done started warming up, put shit in the snow. Lord
Mhm.
Jesus, come on. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know you can do that and save it.
Oh yeah.
I, I've heard people saying we lost all of our food, kind of we didn't have power on kind of snowstorm. Duh.
Yeah, because if it's that usually that bad, then it's below freezing. in below freezing is below
30.
32.
Yeah. I mean, if you got a full gallon of milk, take some out, put it somewhere else, drink it, whatever. You put a full gallon of milk in the freezer, what do you think is going to happen? It will explode. It will expand and go kaboom.
Oh no, not entirely. They have a because you can freeze milk. They usually have that insert that pops out so it doesn't
Yeah.
explode.
I thought that was for when milk goes bad.
No, well, they're like 2% is probably the easiest to freeze.
Okay.
Well, I should say easiest to freeze and taste normal after it's frozen.
Well, also stock up on well, you got to have water for that. I was going to say powdered milk, but like I said, you got to have water for that.
Well, everybody should have their storage of water. And
You said the key word, they should have.
and you got to think the bare minimum of human needs is a gallon a day.
I kind of up mine. I go gallon and a half to 2 gallons a day.
Well, that's just to hydrate yourself and cook your food.
Yeah. Oh
That's
no.
just drinking. That's not washing up or taking a bath or anything like that. That's just a gallon.
I've got water set back for drinking. I got special water set back for cooking, and I've got the special water depending on the situation, depending on taking a bird bath or not.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the water that's like 90 or 100 proof water.
I wish, wish I could get my hands on some 90 proof water. Fire water. Your hand sanitizer, okay? It's got alcohol in it. It will burn.
Mm-hmm.
You can use that to kind of, let's say, on a tin can stove. You can use that to help you cook, to get a fire started. Let me put it that way.
Well, you can actually cook if you get two cans or two aluminum cans, and you
Right.
cut the bottoms off of it. You fuse them together. One goes inside the other one. Poke holes around the outside, and fill it up with hand sanitizer or alcohol.
I'll be back in a second.
That thing will stay lit like a burner. Now, hand sanitizer has other stuff in it too, so you have to be careful because of the perfume and other junk that they stick in there.
Let me show you something right quick. Talk about tin cans. I made this about a year ago, and I've used it. It's a can. It had peaches in it. That right there is where I put my tea candle. Right there is air vents.
Yeah.
I can take a can of beanie weenies and just sit down right in there. Just pop the top on it, put my candle in it, and it's liable to take 15 minutes for the beanie weenies to get real good and warm,
Yeah.
But there is different tricks. The number 10 cans, you can use that. You can take you if you got the old school rack on your stove, you can take that off and set it on top of it. There's a stove for your frying pan.
Yeah. And you can cook. You can start a fire in them number 10 cans.
Yeah, boy, you got that right.
Enough. You can just get the little branches and break them up and stick them in there.
Yeah.
Oh, there's 101 there. He must have been sleeping.
Yeah, he sleeps all the time.
Yeah.
You know how he is. He gonna chew my ass out when he gets up here. I don't sleep, thank you. But talking about power grids and everything, if you're on the same power grid a hospital is on, bam, your lights is up and on quick. But if you're not, it's a waiting game. Hello,
Oh yeah,
101.
definitely.
Hi.
See, snoring again, done caught you.
I
You're
don't
fired.
I don't sleep.
See, how did I know he was gonna say that? How you doing today, 101?
Same old shit.
SSDD?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, been there, still there. It don't look
Still
like
there.
it. Yeah, but we talking about power outages. We talking about every damn thing.
Yeah.
What type of machine do you tell people to stock up on in case the power goes down, and for how long will it run?
You talking like a generator?
Something
No, the
like general.
the things that help people breathe and whatnot. That
Oh, that stuff. Well,
yeah,
um, how do I want to word this without giving too much away? Um, okay, you know how there's oxygen concentrators, respirators, and that kind of deal?
yeah,
Correct.
Well, usually when it comes to the power going out, good old oxygen tanks and tubing. That's the best way I can describe it. Um, that type of shit will get people through even without a power outage. Granted, it's limited, but it's like the go-to. It's like what do you call it? It's like the old lamps, if you will, the oil lamps. It,
yeah.
it
Okay.
circumvents the electricity. We just go straight to that.
But mind you, no smoking around them things.
Oh God. If you've ever dropped one of them tanks, like the best way I can describe it is one, you lose your hearing because it hits the floor, and two, your balls go from normal all the way up into your throat, thinking that you're gonna explode. Yeah, it's not
Have you
fun.
ever seen the end of those things pop off?
Oh yeah,
Oh
And
yeah.
they
yeah.
turn into a
I've had.
missile.
Yeah, they go into. Yeah, we've had that happen in the warehouse.
Oh man.
It's
And
not
you're
fun.
lucky if it only goes one way and not.
Well, in the racks that we have them in, they're designed to keep them there, so
Oh,
it didn't go anywhere. It broke off.
Hey, 101.
What?
Get you a hand cart and strap you one to it, then knock the top off and watch.
Whee! Yeah.
Just don't
that's
get in
where
the way.
that's where I seen it. Seen it was the acetylene though. It was they had two.
Oh
They
no.
had oxygen and acetylene on one hand cart.
Oh
It
no.
tipped over. Luckily, only the acetylene one, and nothing else. It didn't explode from there, but it
Well,
carried the
you
oxygen off and everything.
the thing is, you know that oxyacetylene is explosive at 15 psi. Well, atmospheric pressure is at 14
Nut
points.
have a
What?
good one. Nut House said his break is over.
Okay, for anybody that's dealing with oxyacetylene ever, it explodes at 15 psi.
Mm-hmm.
Atmospheric pressure is 14.7. So,
Oh,
given right circumstances, even just opening the bottle itself could make the damn thing explode.
Hmm.
Um,
that I did not know.
yeah, don't. No, that. Yeah, I cringe when I have to like do some torch cutting or welding. It's
And as many
Yeah.
times as I have done or torching, I
yeah.
never knew that.
14.7, and given the right atmospheric pressures like humidity and barometric pressure, altitude, and such, that can change and fluctuate to the point of explosive.
Yeah,
Um, this
you
is
can
why
take.
you always have flashback arresters on your tanks just before the regulators, because any spark or anything will get caught by those.
Yeah, there's a little
Okay.
backup in there. You can take the acetylene torch. I don't say do this, but I I may have done it, but you can smack it on a metal thing and light it up.
I wouldn't.
No.
I used the old striker with that you
Yeah.
squeeze.
Uh-huh.
That's what I use.
I still got a few of them from the good old days.
Those are good for starting fires.
Yes, they are.
Just normal, like for survival type shit. Get them cheap at
Hmm.
Harbor Freight.
Yeah, because you all you have to do is put the starter stuff inside the little cup. Go.
Right. Um, but yeah,
Put a little gas in it.
do not fuck around with oxygen or oxyacetylene or any of them explosive gases because whoo-wee.
Uh, for the fire extinguishers, they go
I
pretty
wouldn't
damn hard too.
I wouldn't worry too much about them. They're
Yeah,
just
but
it's mostly powder.
Yeah, but it's
Um,
well,
fun
depending on
watching.
which ones they are, the ones that has the freezing thing in there,
freezing thing.
those could be bad.
Now I'm talking about the ones that are bigger round than I am. That's got their own dollar.
Oh, the I know which one. They're the silver ones.
Yes.
Those ones. Those are yeah. We got to be careful with those ones. I forget exactly what exactly they got going on inside of them, but yeah, I know it's not good if they go off.
No. And if you don't fill them right, and when you pop that valve off, yeah, yeah, that's fun too. Watching somebody else do it. But oh,
Yeah, I've seen a video of somebody trying to break into a. I don't know if they were breaking in or trying to break out of the school, but they took a fire extinguisher. It was banging on the lock, and it split open and it shot the dude. It flipped him, and the fire extinguisher went flying because of the pressure inside the fire extinguisher.
Yeah. Oh,
It, it was in all on the
so
school
speaking of
security
fire
camera.
extinguishers, you want to hear a funny one? So just yesterday, the guys in the receiving, they had to move the fire extinguisher off the wall to put the pallets away, right? Because we didn't have space. Well, he's holding it upside his head, and I'm like, "Way to go! Where's the fire?" Like the dude had no idea what he was doing. He was so damn close to hitting uh, the valve, the part to pull the pin. I'm like, "Oh my god, how the hell is this place not blown up yet?" You know.
well, it just comes down to this right here. 99% of the people have not really been educated on what tanks like that can do.
Well, I've seen some shit on MythBusters, and they can go through cinder block walls.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. And Lake has got a good point. Do not burn. That was on your stream, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
101.
Yes, it was. Peanut butter is not a candle. I need to put that out. I need to put that on a shirt. The amount of thoughts that would generate in people's heads. It's like what? How? Why?
Hey, you know what? I can go buy a cheap jar of peanut butter that tastes like crap and start a good brush fire out here.
Dollar store, here I come.
Doggone right. That's almost as good as a motel one of them.
Molotov cocktail.
Yeah, what you just said.
It's kind of funny that I was able to make out what you were saying just by like 2 syllables. Anyway,
What do you use for a wick? A candle. That's right. Poke a candle down in there. She's telling everybody to do it with Crisco.
oh shit.
Have you seen the price on Crisco?
Yeah. That stuff burns for a good while, though. Lake's got a video on that too, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah,
But you also got to make sure because that jar gets extremely hot. Put it anytime you do like candles and stuff in your house. If you don't have a really secure thing to have for your candle, put it inside. Put it on a cookie sheet or something. That way, if a dog tips it over, cat or a kid or something, you're not going to catch your house on fire.
true. Or set it in the
Because
sun.
a lot of times when power does go out, there are fires because people set a candle on the edge of a table or something and it falls over and then
Yeah.
you're worse off than not having any power. You don't have a house.
True.
Driftwood posted. I want you all to discuss how difficult it is to start a fire in sub-zero temperatures if you want. I've never had that problem.
I was
Your fingers alone it's a chore trying to do anything with that cold a temperature. And the longer you're out there, the harder it is to because you have to do tests and stuff to make sure you can. I forget what the test is called, but it determine if you're getting hypothermia.
Okay.
And you have to do a test to keep making sure your mind is in your because
Right.
start losing blood from your hands and your feet and stuff to protect your organs.
The region I live in, I mean, it gets cold, but I don't think it gets that bad.
I've been that cold.
Well, see, you and 101 live in an area, it does get cold like that.
Well, I'll say this: the coldest I've ever been was in Louisiana.
the fuck.
Yep,
Yeah, really.
it was a. Let me think when this would have been.
That had to have been back in the 90s.
It was in the 80s. Yeah, early 80s.
Okay.
And it was below zero. I don't know how far below zero it was, but me and my dad were hitchhiking. We just got out of Texas and we're in Louisiana. It was actually Shreveport, Louisiana, and there was the county fair, and it was at nighttime, and we didn't have blankets. I don't even think we had coats. It was just jackets, and we set up a tent. Didn't have blankets or anything. Sitting there, the tent was even wet from Texas because it was raining in Texas, and we sat in that tent and froze until morning time.
Damn.
And I didn't warm up for probably 2 weeks after that. I was that cold, and that's weird to say. That's the coldest I've been. I've been in Montana, Idaho, Oregon, really cold places, and Louisiana was the coldest I've ever been.
Mm. but it
Yeah, even trying to start a fire with the older ways, not a lighter, even a lighter. You
The colder the temperatures, the less dexterity you need to do an action, the better.
Yeah, well, just the fact that the colder it gets, the flame, it's like there's less oxygen, and you can't get that big of a spark or anything.
Well, okay, what's easier,
oh,
striking a match and doing a movement with your arm rather than your fingers with the lighter? You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
but even that action, I'm talking sub-zero. It's still harder to get a fire going unless you have like a good starter, something good that's going to start.
Well, that's why you carry them storm-proof matches. That'll keep going.
Yeah,
we'll talk about
or
power.
a bunch of lint with wax and
I got a bunch of
Vaseline.
lint. Check it here. You want me to show you my belly button?
Yeah, like, what the fuck, bro?
Talk about power outages. We may have one because our lights just blinked about 2 or 3 times, and we just had a downpour.
And 40 below. That's when you don't want to leave the front of that wood stove.
Really?
You don't want to go out.
Driftwood, what state are you in? Are you in Montana? No damn wonder you
Oh,
talking about.
it gets cold up in there,
Yeah, it do.
especially the upper west side. Ooh,
That's up there in the mountains, ain't it? West side,
yeah.
Montana.
Um, I I, I was in South Dakota for a good while, and I was bad, so I had to shovel snow, and the snow was over my head.
Where the hell
That
did
was
you
like,
put it?
huh?
Where did
That's
you put it?
that's a fun thing. Once you get out the door, you have to shovel from up here over, and then you go down.
Yeah, go to the second story window and jump on it, and then start there.
And then fall in the snow and then never get out because it's over your head.
Yeah, you
You're
can't
Well,
see where you're
facing it.
going.
I forgot. I think it was somewhere up in New York. I may be wrong with this, but I saw a picture of when they opened up the front door. It wasn't nothing but snow where it had packed. And if you looked in the snow good, there was
78.
the imprint of the door.
That was the 1978 winter.
Was it?
That was yeah. And my grandpa's he called it a shanty, so I'm going to call it a shanty. He built it by himself. Normally, when you open a door, you pull it open.
Right.
Well, when you live out in the boonies where there's bears and things,
Mm-hmm.
you push open the door because you don't want them pushing the door. It's harder for a bear to pull open a door than it is for them to push it. And we had the heck of a time. And I actually had to go out the attic and climb on top of the snow and then dig down and to open our door because it
Well,
was
you
a
know,
push door.
even here, I'm wanting to have my doors fixed like it, where they open out. Because we got it like this, it's harder to kick a door in when it opens out.
Mm-hmm. I
Some
mean,
some of y'all get that.
the majority of people's doors are all you pull them open
Exactly.
when you're inside.
Exactly.
And I really don't. It might be because of the uh, well, the fireman that has to kick in your door. I'm putting it that way. The fireman,
Well,
or
you brought
it
up
could be just snow.
Well, see, you brought up something. Every movie that I've seen that had bear attacks or something like that, the door would open out instead of in because of the fact that you just gave. A bear cannot get into a house like that.
Well, he can. It's just harder. 'Cause
Yeah,
bears are really smart.
I'm well not deter that.
They'll chew through a number 10 can to get the stuff inside.
Yeah. 101 must be sleeping again.
No, I'm here. I'm just scrolling through YouTube.
Find anything interesting?
Yeah, there's these three crazy guys on YouTube. One's got a beard, one's down south, and one's I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, I'm watching him right now on my screen.
Did you see Craig's video?
Yes, I did. I thought it was hilarious.
I'll give you something you may be able to run with. Why is the Pope wanting all the millions of dollars put into a certain account by September the 30th?
Because they're giving back the money
Bullshit.
from the Vatican, because we've already reclaimed what was in the tunnels underneath, and technically all the three popes are gone. Imposters. So there's that.
Yeah, Shift Kicker. I believe it was 60 below in Ohio too.
Good God.
On 96. Because I was driving to work and slid off the road. Had to walk, and I still even then I was not as cold as I was when of course I had coats and stuff. But I remember in 96 when it was really cold. It's probably a good thing, or I would have got stuck in a cornfield with my van.
What an odd place to get stuck, dude.
No, around here it ain't. You just don't want to get caught.
Yeah, I've seen snow in Florida. Not that they brought in, that actually fell from the sky. Because I remember in Tampa they bring snow in. I'm like, why? I come down to Florida and get away from the snow, not for you to bring it here.
You know what? People in my state, they freak the hell out.
I bet.
You even call for snow. They shutting the schools down. The grocery stores don't have eggs, milk, bread.
I've been there, done that. You know what? I'll tell you a funny story here.
It freaks me out.
It snowed in Alabama around Huntsville where I lived, and it was only about a quarter inch to a half an inch of snow, right? It was gone by noon. Okay.
Yeah.
But the buses had to run for school that day. Well, they had put sand out because they don't use salt down there. And the bus stopped at the top of my hill where they pick up the kids, right? Luckily, I'm driven to school at the time. But the bus stops at the top of the hill. Kids get on. Fine. Everything's fine. Oh, no. They start going down sideways down the hill.
Oh.
A bus sideways across two lanes. Like total drifting type shit. They start going down there sideways, and they got to the bottom of the hill. The bus straightened out and everybody was fine, but they don't know how to drive in snow down there at all.
Yeah.
Hell, they don't know how to drive here in snow either.
Yeah, I was in Tucson. It snowed in Tucson one time. They thought the world was ending.
Arizona, damn it. popular place people go gambling in Arizona out there. Anyway, I had an uncle that lived there, and he sent Mama pictures back one winter, and it was snowing.
Oh, that's up north. That's Lake Havasu.
No, I'm talking about where everybody goes gambling. What Vegas?
Oh, that's not in Arizona.
That's in Nevada.
I couldn't think of it. Okay, I was thinking it was
Right.
Arizona, Nevada. Okay,
I think there's Lake Havasu. There's a on the lake. There's a gambling place. I don't
y'all
know.
tell I don't get out much.
Yeah, it snowed.
Yeah,
It
you're
snows
out.
all the time
You
in,
know,
in Vegas.
you get out, Jeff, but you're out of your mind.
It
That's
also floods in Vegas too. I think it's every 10 years. There's a big flood that goes through
Well,
because
damn.
it rains so much, and then
Yeah.
you get the streets all get flooded. Well, I think they just had that too, didn't they?
Yeah. Matter of fact, it was on the news last week, where all of them was getting flooded out.
Yeah. And of course they'll blame it on global thing.
You know that.
It happens all the time. It's a cycle thing.
Have you seen up on the news and internet where I'm trying to word this without saying it. It's a 3-letter organization that went to another, organization. The cops were called in and started shooting up the people that didn't cause the trouble. Now, that's the way the headlines put it. I'll have to tell you about it in the back room.
Okay.
But from the way I understood, it was out in California. Craig kissed my ass, and I can point you to the right direction.
Yeah, it looks like Virginia's got their power back, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Same with most of Pennsylvania. Not so much in Michigan. Michigan's still over 300,000 without power.
That's kind of funny how they can predict where the power outages are going to be before they ever have them.
Huh. Suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly the southern end it's out of power. Almost all the way across.
Do that day.
Just for the record, we were laughing our asses off at work over Craig's video about you two. Just saying.
Oh, hell.
We're famous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically everybody at my work knows you two.
But we don't want to be famous like that.
Well, they know Jeff as the crazy old coot down in the south. And
Okay.
Bushcraft is the bearded one. So.
The bearded one.
I hate to say it, but at least he got that part right.
Well, you're not in the South?
No, crazy. I said he got it right. Don't let your head swell.
When I used to stream on Twitch, the friend I have in Japan, he's a teacher, and if they did their work and everything, he would show my stream to these kids in school. They watch me play Minecraft.
Oh shit!
And their whole enjoyment was when something would fall on me or skeletons come out and scare the crap out of me or something.
Please tell me you turned the music off.
Oh, I always
I can't
I
stand
hate that
that
music.
shit. Like it put me to sleep, bro.
That's whenever I first start playing Minecraft, the first thing I do is go into the sound and turn the music down and almost everything except for the enemy.
Right, so you can hear.
And then I change the graphics so it's not like in your face. It's out a little bit, and then I turn off a stupid auto jump thing.
Auto jump. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, so when you walk, instead of jumping up to the next block, it jumps for you.
Oh,
So
that's a
so you don't have control of when you jump.
well.
Nope.
I can just see so many incidences happening
Yeah,
because of that.
like when you got to jump over a ravine and
Yep.
it doesn't jump. Oh, well, you're going live tonight, right?
Yeah.
101. What do you got planned for tonight?
Ah, probably nothing.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Didn't Z-Man fall asleep on live stream today?
I don't know. I'm blocked from there. I don't. All I said is "What's up," like I do my "What's up,"
Yeah.
and I got blocked for some reason.
I don't know.
Maybe it's too many Z's. Yeah, Shift Kicker just put the link in chat.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna just touch on life as being too short, seize the day type shit. But I'm probably gonna drop the invite right away because I really don't have
Me
a
too.
opening speech in my mind right now. What'd you say, Bushcraft?
Oh, I was Shift Kicker's blocked too.
What the fuck?
Really? I didn't know it.
Jeff, are you a mod over there?
No,
Oh, okay. Well, I can't blame you then.
not in Z-Man, so I'm not. Damn, he's even got Lake Ferry and 10 up on there. Yeah, I'm sitting here watching it. I want to see what everybody's
Oh.
talking about.
Yeah, you have to pause it at the credits.
Ah, damn it. I was reaching up there to pause it and then went poof.
Poof,
Yeah, tell me about
poof, motherfucker, poof.
it. Craig the Hunter, or the one I seen, is like he's looking down, but the way it is, he looked like he was sleeping, sitting up in the chair. Now, whether he was or not, I don't know.
I've been on a few lives and stuff that people fell asleep. I remember I wasn't in the live. Well, I kind of was, but I was in TeamSpeak. That's going back a little bit. And it was a Minecraft server, and we were building something, and the other guy was live streaming it, and he was in the water, and he was really tired, and I look over, and he's going underwater, and I noticed you're gonna drown, and yeah, I don't hear nothing or anything, and I said, I woke him. I screamed louder, and it woke him up, and he like he was actually drowning. He woke up.
I remember I went into creative mode and I built a full scale model of the USS Missouri battleship
Damn.
Wow.
with firing guns. Took me 3 days. Yeah.
Yeah, unless you know Minecraft, that's a lot.
Well, yeah. In fact,
Because
I'll pull up the video.
it's little blocks, one at a time, and there's not curves.
They caught Crazy Irish snoring also. Damn.
It's usually Trust. Trust is one that usually falls asleep.
Yeah. Now I have been on his stream to where he fell asleep.
Yeah,
Uh,
I can't even
all right,
remember.
I'm just gonna skip to the end on this, but I'm gonna show you the tutorial. This is the tutorial that I followed because God knows I would never be able to
Oh
follow
yeah,
do it myself. But
I used to do the tutorials. That's a
um,
lot of work. Just probably not doesn't know
No,
what I'm talking about at all.
I have no idea. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't get into games. I
well,
mean, the
this
last
went
one I
beyond the
had,
game. This was something that you would get addicted to easily.
Yeah, it's creating stuff.
last one I had was Nintendo.
Let me see.
Well, while y'all sitting here doing this, I'm gonna go fix me a sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah, a sandwich. That is where you take your meat and you sandwich it between two pieces of bread.
I'm trying to find the tutorial. 1 second.
Let me see if I can find it. I also did the Trove, which I did really good with Trove. I probably should start that back up again, but I just don't have the time anymore.
Okay, let me share this. I hear Jeff swearing. Yeah, that's just for the record. Okay, I know this doesn't look like it's that big, but each one of these blocks.
That's what she said.
Damn it, Jeff! Um, your character is only as high as like 2 of these blocks, so it
Yeah,
is.
that's what I was going to say. The numbers down there below, where
Yeah,
the two is, it's
so
too
it's
too high of those.
yeah, it's 275 long, 41 uh, wide, and 81 high. All right, let's see if I can get to the.
Yeah, you can see it right there. That the 9 right there is.
Yeah,
Oh,
goes into like extreme detail here. I'm trying to find a close-up finished product of it. There's his version of the Bismarck over there. Let me see if I can find a different one.
Craig, on my channel, you not borderline. You are.
So,
Nah, you ain't.
Craig, how did you do with your Call of Duty? Did you get your butt kicked?
this. Okay. Keep in mind, your character is literally only as tall as my arrow, basically, on this
Right.
thing.
Very funny. Damn, look at that. It looks like it's moving.
No, it's the character moving.
He-
Yeah,
he's
but I
he's
basically
sliding
redid.
fine.
I did this myself with the tutorial, and it took me 3 fucking days.
Hell, it would have took me 3 fucking years.
The thing is, there's an interior to this thing too.
You can see the shadow below right there
Yeah. Let's see. Is there
of
are they going to show the
the
interior?
character.
Like this is your character. This is the surface of that ship to show you. There's a
The
door
door.
for an example.
I will say this: you do get into details.
Well, yeah. Back when I had to put my effort into something that
Mm-hmm.
was, yeah, but it's got a whole interior. You can go inside the bridge and everything.
Oh, that was with wool too. That's older.
Yeah. I built mine with wool. So like if
Oh,
if
man.
it got struck with lightning, I actually had to put half slab stone to protect it from lightning strikes on the surface because obviously stone doesn't catch fire. Well,
Yeah.
I had the weather on, well, the lightning was going to catch it on fire, and that ain't cool. Yeah, extremely, extremely detailed. Now, you see these back guns here, okay? Let's see. Now, I converted these guns, and underneath here on the underside, I put actual conveyor belts with hoppers and TNT being fed up into the gun, chambered, and I widened these guns from one strip to the 4 that you see here, and I actually made it shoot the TNT out of it. And I turned the guns 90 degrees facing sideways so I could fire a broadside with a switch at the bridge, which that was a lot of time and effort to make that bitch fire.
A lot of redstone.
A lot of redstone, a lot of triggers, a lot of levers, a lot of conveyor belts, a lot of everything. But it was all in the hull. I tried to base it off of the real thing in terms of the way it would process things, but it got crowded.
You doggone right.
I turned the weather down to nighttime, and I put lights all across here, so you could see that thing from like a mile away. And then when you flick the switch up top, in the bridge and that, you could see the TNT explode off the side, and it looked just like the real thing. I wish I had the pictures of it back in the day.
Did you have any misfires?
So
Yeah, just remember, 101 will be live in 8 minutes. Then again, hell, I thought it was already alive.
I would ask why, Robert, why you can't hear, but it wouldn't make sense because you can't hear me.
Try it and see.
that's funny.
Well,
oh,
I think
damn. That check out what Phil R just posted. I think that was for 101.
use a pump to make it bigger.
Oh my.
Hey, Tony.
Well, I'm gonna go start up my stuff. I will see you guys over there.
Yep.
Yeah, he works with old stuff. It'd take 10 minutes for it to get fired up.
Well, it should be
I'm
warmed
gonna tell
up
you like I
today.
told Bushcraft, I'm back.
Obviously. All right. See you guys in a minute.
All right.
Catch you later. Well, thanks everybody for dropping by and hanging out with us tonight. Thursday, right? You're going to be up Thursday
Mm-hmm.
at 6:00.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I'm
Thursday.
making a sandwich. Yes, it'd be Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. And then Friday, I'll be back with my Friday Live at 7, and it's going to be ghost stories again. Have some people up telling ghost stories and whatnot. I've got a couple lined up. Think it's going to be good.
Oh, good. You're going to have Craig up there.
I bet you Craig has some ghost stories. Well,
I ain't gonna
thanks,
say nothing right now. I'm gonna wait till I get face to face with him.
thanks,
I know
mods, for keeping the channel safe and everything. We'll off that out, and we'll catch you later.
Craig,
Over at,
you're number
101.
one.